Good morning, everyone. This is Lady Dragon. It's now 12:11 p.m. It's Wednesday, October 19, and yes, I'm not feeling better. But um, we have major breaking news we need to go over. Vlad
To
spoke
recognize the will
this
of the
morning
people.
at 6 o'clock this morning and declare martial law in the fourth territory because they expect, well, the whole thing started yesterday when they wanted to evacuate the city of Kherson because they have intel that they're gonna attack them, and now there's more detail that I've got. So we're gonna start with Vlad, and we will move on from there. Just let me check if everything's rolling here. Hold on a second. So I told you he's preparing for something big. Kherson, don't forget that's where our spaceship is. Maybe they're trying to attack the spaceship or something. Anyway, the point is, we need to know. So here we go.
To recognize the will of the people. They deny any attempts at negotiations. They continue with shelling. Civilians are dying. Neo-Nazis use blatant terrorist methods. They're sabotaging the civilian infrastructure. They are making murder attempts at the local administration officials, like their predecessors, Bandera followers and Nazi followers. They tried to create an underground of bandits. They are sending saboteurs to our territory. The Ukrainian special forces were the ones behind the explosion at the Crimea Bridge. We stopped terrorist attacks in other regions of Russia, at the transport logistics infrastructure, energy infrastructure, and also sites of nuclear power infrastructure. I would like to remind you that in the Donetsk People's Republic and Lugansk People's Republic, and also in the Kherson and Zaporozhye regions, before they were acceded to Russia, there was a martial law. And now we need to make it follow the Russian legislation. That's why I signed the decree on introducing martial law in these four constituent entities of the Russian Federation. It will be sent to the Federation Council immediately. The State Duma was also informed about this decision. Other than that, I think in this situation we need to give additional authority to the heads of all the Russian regions. And I signed the relevant decree today as well. The heads of the constituent entities of the Federation should implement all the necessary measures to enhance security of the people and anti-terrorist protection of the critical infrastructure, and to preserve order in their regions, to preserve their economy, industry, to produce all the necessary commodities for the special military operation. Heads of the regions will receive authority to create their own headquarters. And I would like to instruct the government, the defense ministry, and other bodies to give them all the necessary support. It is obvious that the situation in various regions vary, and the steps that they should take and the tasks that the heads of the regions are up to, they also vary. And they should correspond to the situation in their region. That's why in the decree there are several levels of reacting to the risks. I would like to ask the mayor of Moscow, who is heading the committee on the municipal administration, along with the president's administration, to join the effort to coordinate the region's efforts to implement the measures described in the decree, and to coordinate all the efforts of the regions with the federal authorities. And I would like to ask all the heads of the regions to start acting on this decree immediately. To carry out the goals of the special military operation, we need not only law enforcement agencies, but the entire public system, public administration system, and we should continue to make the coordination better. That's why I would like to instruct the government to draft the decree of the presidents on creation of the Special Coordinating Council. It will be headed by the head of the Cabinet of Ministers. It will have deputy prime ministers, law enforcement agencies, and economic and social ministers of the government, and the administration of the president and state council that would allow to work in coordination with all the actors. We are proud of everyone who's joining the army now, who's fulfilling their duty on protecting their motherland, and all our soldiers, no matter what tasks they are carrying out, they should have all the things necessary. I'm speaking about the gear, about the equipment, about housing, about their equipment, about their food, about the healthcare. We have everything we need to resolve all the matters that we face, and there are some issues still, and we should resolve them at the worthy level. We know there are some issues with the payments to the soldiers that were drafted under the partial mobilization. I signed the decree now on strictly following the amount of the payments and the schedule of the payments. They should be no less than 195,000 rubles per month. And I would like to emphasize, during the training as well, this period is also covered by this decree. I would also like to instruct the heads of the regions and with the volunteering movements, and they should coordinate closely to support the families whose family members were drafted under the partial mobilization, children, wives, close relatives of all our defenders. Colleagues, we're trying to resolve difficult, large-scale challenges on protecting the future of Russia, future of our people, and those who are at the front line now, who are getting trained in the training centers now, they should feel our support. They should know that behind them there is a great country, people who stand united. I'm sure that our workers, entrepreneurs, engineers will continue to efficiently resolve all the issues that the industrial and defense complex is now facing, economy is now facing. I would like to emphasize one more time, we all need to work hard together. There is a special responsibility on the heads of the regions who have got additional authority now. All the heads of the regions need to work in coordinated manner. They need to make fast decisions, correct decisions. They should keep in contact with the people, with the workers at their enterprises. We will work hard, stably, rhythmically, but the additional coordination and concentration of the efforts at the priority directions, it's something that we all should do. It's something that needed to be done, and we will do that. I really rely on your support, colleagues. And now we will talk about the agenda of the Security Council. We will talk about the migration policy. It's a very sensitive area for the national security, for stable development of Russia and of our society. The situation in the world is changing fast. New global and regional factors are emerging that influence the migration policies, and we need to react to these changes effectively and in timely manner. We should improve our work coming from the analysis of the new realities, and we need to adjust the current concept of the state migration policy. It should reflect the entire range of existing and potential challenges. It should become a basis for the future legislation adjustments. I instructed to do this back in March of 2020, and now I expect to hear reports on what has been done, on what priorities we should focus our attention in the near future. So let's start the discussion. I would like to give the floor to the Deputy Head of the Security Council, Mr. Dmitry Medvedev.
Bon. Fait que là, c'est ça. Vlad a déclaré martial law dans les places des autres territoires. Dans les autres territoires, il l'avait déjà, mais c'était le martial law des territoires. Mais en faisant de cette façon-ci, ça inclut, c'est la martial law de la Russie. Vous comprenez? Puis là, il a dit que ça va être les aides de chaque république qui va s'occuper, parce que chaque région, c'est différente. So, what he explained that the head of the of each, well, it was already under martial law, each territories, but now it's all under the law of Russia, and he wants the head of each republic to implement their own plan, because each region requires different attention. So that's what he said. Okay, I'm going to show you a report. I have a few, but I'm going to start with one. Okay, so let's start here.
Putin has declared martial law in the 4 new territories that recently joined Russia. The president announced the decision during a meeting of the country's Security Council.
I've signed a declaration of martial law in the 4 new Russian territories. The Donetsk and Lugansk republics, as well as the Kherson and Zaporozhye regions, were all under martial law even before they joined Russia. The time has now come to make this official.
Vladimir Putin says the decision to impose martial law comes in response to terrorist threats from Ukraine. According to the Russian president's decree, regional leaders have been granted additional powers to ensure security and enforce measures to meet the needs of the Russian army. Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin is being appointed to lead a special new council to coordinate security efforts. Well, RT's Marina Kozareva joins me in the studio with the details now. Marina, thanks for coming in. So what exactly does the Russian president's decision mean?
Well, this is really a technicality because, as Vladimir Putin said himself, these 4 regions were already under martial law. It's just that now they're part of the Russian Federation, so it's within the legal framework of Russia. And he said that this is a necessary move to ensure the safety of civilians, because Kiev's regime is refusing to accept the results of the referendums there, people's desire and wish to be part of the Russian Federation. So this is a necessary measure to protect them. And also it will give unlimited powers to the heads of the regions there right now, so that they can make decisions really quickly and as they see fit, because there's no time as the situation there is escalating. So there's no time to consult with Moscow at certain times. So this will give them the power to do that. And also the leaders of these 4 regions will also be part of a special coordinating council that Vladimir Putin has asked the government to set up. Let's take a listen.
Not only specialized law enforcement agencies, but also the entire state system is engaged in resolving issues to facilitate the special military operation. We need to continue working on improving coordination. To this end, I am instructing the government to prepare a draft presidential decree on the creation of a special coordinating council, which will be led by the Russian Prime Minister.
And this comes as we're seeing an escalation on the battleground, especially in the city of Kherson, where they're anticipating a large-scale offensive. And right now, tens of thousands of people are being relocated to other areas so that they're not in harm's way as they're preparing Ukrainians to launch their massive attack. And of course, we heard on Tuesday from the commander of Russia's special military operation there saying that Ukrainians are willing to resort to anything, including lethal weapons. So it's very important right now to get people out of harm's way.
Marina, could you just break it down for us what exactly martial law means under the Russian legal system?
Well, in Russia, martial law, and we'll take a look at some of the slides right now to get the key points. There's a long list of what it means, but among them is, of course, the restriction of movement. Now, we're talking about people and vehicles. There will be additional checks and more intense checks for anyone crossing or walking around when they're not supposed to be. An introduction to curfews. Locals have to be resettled if they live in dangerous areas. Additional security for transport, energy, and communications infrastructure. Vladimir Putin also reminded us again that Ukrainians have been targeting those infrastructure, in particular those facilities. And we've seen that even with a nuclear power plant, this could be very, very dangerous. So this is the focus that martial law would entail. But again, what that means on the ground and what it will look like, it depends on those leaders of the regions, of what they decide to do. And of course, we're still waiting for this to be approved by the Federation Council. But under Russia's legal system, this is what martial law means, and we will see which measures they will implement on the ground.
Many thanks for coming in, Marina, and breaking that down for us. That's RT's Marina Kontsareva. Well, apart from declaring martial law in the 4 frontline territories, Vladimir Putin has also put 8 other Russian areas near Ukraine and what he's calling a
the regions of what they decide to do. And of course, we're still waiting for this to be approved by the Federation Council. But under Russia's legal system, this is what martial law means, and we will see which measures they will implement on the ground.
Many thanks for coming in, Marina, and breaking that down for us. That's RT's Marina Kontsareva. Well, apart from declaring martial law in the 4 frontline territories, Vladimir Putin has also put 8 other Russian areas.
And on those leaders of the regions, what they decide to do. We're still waiting for this to be approved by the Federation Council. But
Parce que hier, il est arrivé quelque chose
this is what
aussi.
martial law means,
Hier,
and
il est
we will
arrivé.
see which measures they will implement on the ground.
Many thanks for coming in, Marina, and breaking that down for us. That's RT's Marina Kontsareva. Well, apart from declaring martial law in the 4 frontline territories, Vladimir Putin has also put...
Bon. Bon, c'est ça que je voulais savoir. Là. Bon, medium level alert. Ça, c'était... Je voulais voir, là, je n'avais pas que ça. Bryansk, Kursk, Belgorod, Rostov, Krasnodar, où ce qu'il y a eu l'affaire de l'avion, Sevastopol, Crimea, Voronezh. OK. Ça, c'est tout border de toute cette histoire-là. Là. OK? Il a mis medium alert. We're on at the border of all of this. OK? Now, the 4 territories under martial law that has been declared is here. Now, they're going to form a special council. I hear that all things should start at midnight their time, so 5 o'clock our time. C'est ce qui va commencer à minuit. Leur heure à eux autres, donc 5 heures le soir, mon heure à moi, Montréal. Bon. Aussi, je sais pas si dans cette vidéo-là, là, j'ai le commander, notre nouveau commander qui va venir parler. Là, il évacue tout le monde à Kherson. Là. Il y a quelque chose à Kherson, là, ça a commencé hier, cette affaire-là. Mais, basically, là, le martial law, ça va être pas n'importe qui se promène n'importe où. Les infrastructures importantes vont être protégées. Les places où le monde soit dans des places dangereuses, ils vont les relocaliser. Il a dit aussi qu'il arrive tellement d'affaires, il y a tellement de choses de terroristes, d'attaques de terroristes, qu'ils ne veulent pas tout le temps qu'ils appellent Moscou pour savoir quoi faire de leur ordre. Ils veulent avoir déjà un système d'établi, que s'il arrive de quoi, qu'ils soient capables d'agir, qu'ils soient légalement capables de bouger, puis qu'ils veulent, à cause de ça, Vlad, il veut faire un council spécial de ça pour qu'ils travaillent ensemble pour se coordonner mieux. Parce que la façon que je vois ça, là, depuis hier, c'est la panique générale de protection de la population. Fait qu'ils attendent quelque chose là, de grave, OK? Puis c'est ça, là, je veux voir si le commander, il va venir, là. Parce que c'est pas dans cette vidéo-là, je l'ai ailleurs.
8 other Russian areas near Ukraine on what he's calling a medium level of alert. Authorities there must now ensure extra protection of public order and safety and also facilitate a temporary resettlement of civilians to safer areas. Of military, energy and transport infrastructure is also a priority in these alert regions. Well, just before Putin's decision, Kherson authorities announced the closure of an entry point in the region to stop civilians from traveling to areas for the next 7 days. Residents are being relocated to safer parts of Kherson as the threat of Ukrainian attacks intensifies. It comes as the commander of Russia's military operation says Kiev's troops are preparing to use prohibited tactics in their expected upcoming assault on the territory.
We have data on the possibility of the Kiev regime.
C'est lui notre nouveau commander, là. Le Army General Sergei Surovikin. Okay? C'est lui notre nouveau commander. Okay? Lui, il a dit qu'il avait eu des informations qu'il allait attaquer d'une façon illégale Kherson. Là, il va expliquer que lui, il veut protéger la population, donc il évacue le monde où ce qu'il pense que c'est dangereux. Puis ça, c'était hier, ça. OK? Hier, j'étais malade, j'étais pas là, mais pas grave. C'est comme tout, c'est tout un engrenage qui s'enligne. Écoutez ce qu'il dit, là.
Using prohibited methods of war in the area of the city of Kherson, and on the preparation by Kiev of a massive missile strike on the dam of the Kakhovskaya hydroelectric power plant, as well as a massive and indiscriminate missile strike on the city itself. This can lead to the destruction of the infrastructure and heavy civilian casualties. In this situation, our task is to preserve the lives and health of civilians. Therefore, first and foremost, the Russian military will ensure the relocation of the population.
As the commander of Russia's military operation has said, tensions on the front are increasing, especially in the city of Kherson. Russian forces are now strengthening their positions there amid anticipation of a large-scale offensive by Kiev. Meanwhile, in the nearby region of Zaporozhye, where tensions have been high around the nuclear power plant, Russia says the radiation situation has been under control after an attempt by Kiev forces to take over the facility. According to the Russian military, the recent landing of Ukrainian troops in the area has been repelled, with more than 90 Ukrainian soldiers killed. On the other side of the front line, air raid sirens have been heard in several regions across central, eastern and southern Ukraine. Media reports suggest alarms were triggered across the whole country with blood.
Non, mais ils n'ont pas arrêté leur fight, là. Bon, fait que là, vous comprenez la patente, là, hein? Vous comprenez, là, tout ce que j'ai expliqué, là. Bon, là, ça, c'est notre nouveau commander. Puis là, il a dit, hello flyers, hello tout le monde. Welcome everyone. So, like you understand, they're preparing to say, now they're not waiting for something to happen. They know things, and they're preparing to save the population, okay? So, they are moving like between 60 to 70,000 people. They are clearing 4 to 5 important places. They're not doing this for fun. It's because they know something. OK? Fait qu'ils font pas ça pour le fun. Ils font ça pour quelque chose. OK? On sait que le poste général est là à tous les jours, puis il nous montre là, la map, là, il attaque Kherson à tous les jours. Et là, il doit y avoir quelque chose là, qu'ils ont eu. Ben, il a dit on a eu des data. Ça veut dire qu'ils ont eu des intel. Il y a des informations. Que là, il faut qu'ils décollissent de là. Parce que là, il est là. Là, c'est bien mieux d'enlever le monde là. Il a dit qu'il y a eu des intels qui allaient à utiliser des weapons prohibited, des armes qui n'ont pas le droit d'utiliser, ou des armes ou des méthodes qui n'ont pas le droit d'utiliser en temps de guerre, puis ils vont le faire. Ben, ils le font déjà, fait que c'est business as usual. Mais il y a quelque chose d'autre, là. Je sais pas c'est quoi, là, mais c'est pire que jamais, là. Fait que là, il relocate. J'ai vu un matin, là, on va peut-être les voir, là. Mais là, je vais pas passer 3 heures là-dessus, là, mais... Le monde, ils sont tous déplacés, là. Avant que je vienne, j'avais un footage là-dessus, là, mais là, je sais pas il est où. Donc là, je vais aller voir ce que... Là, je vais commencer par ça, on va aller voir le général, là. Bon, ça s'appelle un Lear Tree System. On va le regarder après, là. Je vais voir les maps du général, là. On va pouvoir expliquer ça, continuer mon affaire, mieux. Écoutez, général.
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. In the past 24 hours, the Russian armed forces have continued launching attacks by high-precision long-range air and sea-based armament at the military control and energy systems of Ukraine. All the assigned targets have been neutralized. The Russian troops delivered a fire strike against units of the 14th and the 92nd Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and foreign mercenaries close to the settlements of Petropavlovka, Peshchanoye and Berostovoye in Kharkov region. More than 40 Ukrainian personnel, 4 armored fighting vehicles and 3 pickups were eliminated. At Krasny Liman direction, the Russian troops successfully impeded the enemy's efforts to cross the Zhorobets River at night close to the settlements of Stelmachovka, Rozovka and Rygorodok of the Lugansk People's Republic. The Russian troops eliminated more than 30 Ukrainian personnel, 3 armored fighting vehicles and 2 cars. At Nikolaev Kryvyi Rog direction, the Russian aerospace forces conducted missile strikes.
C'est ça que je voulais voir, là. Regardez ici, là. Ah, ça c'est Kherson ici, ok? Ici, là, il y a le hydraulic quelque chose ici, dans ce coin-là, là. Ce coin ici, là, quelque chose de genre. Ils se font attaquer tout le temps, tout le temps, tout le temps, tous les jours, à tous les jours, à tous les jours. So, this is not good. Kherson is here. The attack, I think the hydro plant is there. They keep attacking the hydro plant. I think they're afraid that they might miss one, and then the whole thing go down to hell. They attack the plant too here. Attaque la plante ici encore. Là, pour moi, ils ont peur là, qu'il arrive de quoi, là. Puis ils veulent que le moins de monde... Le moins de monde, ça fait que le mieux... S'il arrive de quoi, le moins de monde qui va mourir. S'il arrive de quoi, puis il faut qu'ils bougent vite, le monde ne sera pas dans leurs pattes. En tout cas, il y a quelque chose de grave qui se passe, là, OK? Très grave, OK? Fait que pour que fasse tout ce dog and pony show-là, là, c'est parce qu'il y a quelque chose de grave qui s'en vient, là. Toute cette mobilisation-là, là, il y a quelque chose, là, OK? Puis Vlad, il niaise pas avec la pop, puis le commander, là, il a dit qu'il y avait eu des intel. Fait que là, il y a eu des intel. Je ne sais pas qu'est-ce qu'il pense qu'il va faire, là. Je ne sais pas qu'est-ce qu'il peut faire de plus après avoir envoyé une bombe nucléaire sur la tête d'eux autres, là. Mais en tout cas, je ne sais pas ce qu'il pense de faire, là. En tout cas, il a l'air vraiment alarmé, là, le commander. The commander looks very alarmed. He says, it's our duty to protect the people. So we're going to remove them. Like this, the people that are in armed ways, we're going to remove them. Lui, là, il veut pas avoir d'histoire de Kharkov, là, puis toutes ces des affaires qui est arrivées tout croche, là. Il a l'air à être à son affaire. Attends une minute. Spit? Hello? Viens voir mamie. Viens voir mamie, mon Spit. La fenêtre est fermée. Il est debout dans la fenêtre. Avec sa petite patte. Mamie, je vais avoir des bananes. Bon, OK. Fait que là, vous comprenez la patente, là? C'est très important, là. Comprendre, là. Fait que c'est ça, là. Moi, je te dis, là, la hydro affaire, là, est ici. Notre nuclear plant est ici. Là, il a dit qu'il y avait eu des informations qui vont faire sauter des comment tu fais ça? Il y a beaucoup de sabotage ici, là. Il peut pas être partout, là, eux autres, là, hein? Il a dit qu'il avait entendu parler qu'il y aurait un dam, comment on appelle ça? Un barrage. Bon, c'est pas de temps qu'il arrive de quoi pour commencer à mobiliser le monde, là. Fait qu'il mobilise le monde, puis s'il arrive à rien, mais tant mieux, il n'y a rien arrivé. Et s'il arrive de quoi, au moins, il va être beaucoup en meilleure façon de procéder pour gérer la situation. So, he's very alarmed. They want to blow up dams, he said, infrastructure and other things. The plants are always in danger. That nuclear plant and the hydro plant, they're always in danger. And other thermal plant. See, they cannot stop all the terrorists, you know what I'm saying? So, he's very concerned. So he wants to save as many lives. I commend him on that. I do. On continue.
To engage units of the 60th Infantry Brigade and the 35th Marine Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, as well as units of the Foreign Legion close to the city of Nikolaev and the settlements of Novovoskresenskoye, Bezemennoye and Trifonovka in Kherson region. In 24 hours, over 120 Ukrainian personnel and mercenaries, 8 armored fighting vehicles and 12 cars have been neutralized. Operational, tactical and army aviation, missile troops and artillery have engaged 7 command posts near settlements of Metalovka, Dvurechnaya in Kharkov region, Illichovka, Toretsk, Yakovlivka, Podgornoye in Donetsk People's Republic, Gulay-Pole in Zaporozhye region, as well as 64 artillery units at their firing positions. Manpower and military equipment concentration in 156 areas. 3 munition depots have been eliminated close to the settlements of Chervona Dolina in Kharkov region, Novogrigorovka in Zaporozhye region, and Bereznigovatoye in Nikolaev region. 2 launching ramps of S-300 Ukrainian air defense system have been destroyed near Kupiansk in Kharkov region and Novoyelizavetovka in Odessa region. Within the counter-battery warfare, 2 Ukrainian artillery batteries have been neutralized near Glushkovka in Kharkov region, as well as 1 US-manufactured HIMARS MLRS platoon near Drobyshevo in Donetsk People's Republic. Russian air defense facilities have shut down 1 Su-25 airplane of Ukrainian Air Force near Trifonovka in Kherson region. Moreover, 12 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles were shut down close to the settlements of Chaykino, Sukhanovo and Kucherskoye in Kherson region. Novoselovka, Staromayorskoye, Lugansk of the Donetsk People's Republic and Popasnaya of the Lugansk People's Republic. 11 HIMARS and Olha MLRS projectiles were intercepted, as well as 8 HARM high-speed anti-radiation missiles close to the settlement of Kakhovka in Kherson region. In total, 324 airplanes and 161 helicopters, 2,278 unmanned aerial vehicles, 383 anti-aircraft missile systems, 5,891 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 873 combat vehicles equipped with MLRS, 3,489 field artillery cannons and motors, as well as 6,652 units of special military equipment have been destroyed during the special military operation. The Kiev regime continues its provocations aimed at creating a possible technological disaster at Zaporozhye nuclear power plant. Today, around 4 a.m., the enemy with the forces of up to 2 companies made another attempt to land troops on the left bank of the Kakhovka reservoir and seize the territory of the nuclear power plant. For the landing, the enemy involved 37 motorboats and cutters with the Ukrainian servicemen, 12 heavy and 25 light types. The Russian troops took active actions when guarding the outer perimeter of the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant to neutralize the enemy's landing troops. The losses of the Ukrainian armed forces amounted to more than 90 Ukrainian personnel and 14 motorboats. The rest of landing group was scattered by artillery fire in the water area of the Kakhovka reservoir. In addition, in 24 hours, the Ukrainian artillery fired 13 shells at the northern outskirts of Energodar and the territory adjacent to the nuclear power plant. The strikes were carried out from the area close to Marganets in Dnepropetrovsk region, controlled by the Ukrainian armed forces. The hostile firepower has been neutralized by Russian artillery's counterattack. There are no casualties and destruction at the station. The radiation environment remains normal.
Oh, vous avez vu? Bon, attendez une seconde. J'ai des bonnes nouvelles à vous dire. Les Tchétchènes, ils sont là. J'ai su que Apti pis sa gang, tu sais, Apti, le gars qu'on aime, là, il est là. Il est là avec sa gang de Tchétchènes, puis il protège la plante. Watch out! C'est les Tchétchènes qui protègent la plante. Bon, regardez ce qu'ils ont fait, là. À 4 heures à matin, ben, leur heure à matin, là. 37 motorboard and cutter. Oh, what that means. 12 heavy and 25 light type. OK, des motorboats. OK, fait que 37 motorboats, 12 heavy, 25 light. Ils sont arrivés de la gauche, là. Tu sais, chercher une map, là. J'aimerais ça qu'il y ait avoir ces maps au général. Regarde, prendre mes maps. So they are not stopping. They never stop. Evil don't stop until it stop by us. Bon. Ici, c'est notre spaceship. Et moi, je pense aussi que ça a rapport avec le spaceship, cette histoire-là. Là. C'est que les aliens sont écœurés puis sont sur la rue, là. Je sais pas. Bon. Anyway. Bon, ce qu'on était là. Ici, là. Bon, la plante est ici, OK? Non, ici, à Inuguda, OK? Et là, ils ont essayé d'arriver par là-bas, là. Parce qu'oubliez pas, on a perdu du terrain ici, là. On est là, rendu là, là. On a été jusque-là. Ça l'aidait bien gros à protéger la plante. On a perdu tout ça. Fait que là, ça n'aide pas dans l'histoire. OK? So do not forget, we lost all of this terrain from here to here. That is not good. That's why we have a bunch of attack coming from that side, okay? Now, the difference is now the Chechens are there. So that's a different story. So there's different unit that are there, including the Chechen. So this is very well guarded. Bon, on continue à aller ici, là. Okay, the Russian troops are active. Bon, ils ont perdu 90 micro-nazis puis 14 motorboats. The rest landing group were scattered by artillery fire in the water area of the Kakluka Reservoir. Bon, ils ont perdu 90 personnes puis ils ont perdu 14 motorboats. Le reste était tout éparpillé partout. Je check quelque chose là. Anyway. Là, les strikes, aussi, ils sont fait attaquer par des shells. Ils sont fait attaquer par des shells. Qui venait de... Encore de la même place qu'avant, là. Maganette, là. Maganette. Adinopro. Fait que c'est ça. Bon, fait que je vous quitte là-dessus, là. Fait que là, vous êtes à date de tout ce qui se passe, OK? Je reviendrai peut-être demain. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.